shit right here. This shit is crazy. The evil genius.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Deeper.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Fucking with the champion. You already know. J-A-D is the game. The body. You're fucking with the champion. You already know. Niggas know the champ isn't here. He took it from crack to rap. Now he put out 2
That's right, the champ is in here. The champ of Shit Talk Central. Your champ. You know who it is. Chad Smith, bitches. Bringing you an all-new concept. Chad's Video 2 Cents. I hope you guys like it. I just thought I wanted to change the format up a little bit. Thought it would make things a little more interesting. And maybe I've seen one too many episodes of that show, The League. But whatever. We're going to give it a shot, see how it goes. Now, the downside here, I only got 15 minutes to run this video, and I got a lot of shit I got to say about a lot of teams. So let's jump right in. We're going to start with Baker's team. Welcome back to Shit Talk Central, by the way, Bake. Mike Sam hates Sankey Percy's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like your way of saying that Mike Sam, since he's a gay dude, doesn't like limp dicks. At least that's the way I'm interpreting the joke. So good job on ragging on the gay guy. But anyway, let's just see what's good and what's bad about your team here. On a personal note, thank you for taking Jamal Charles right before I took Adrian Peterson, because if I had gotten stuck with that motherfucker, well, you know what? I probably would have just sold out on running back altogether in that first round and maybe went Calvin Johnson instead, because I want nothing to do with Jamal Charles. What can I say about your team that we didn't already say during the draft? If you can keep your players upright, there's a good chance that you're going to have a good year. But other than that, you know, you got some worries. Moving on to Drizzle's team. The Sherwood Sharknado. Again, come on, guys. Some of these team names are just getting old and shit. Show some creativity. Change it up a little bit. What's wrong with y'all? Driz, you're a lot braver than me because you went super heavy on guys from your own personal team. I don't like that, because that just gives them a chance to let you down twice. But hey, if you feel like the Cowboys are going to be that good offensively this year, whatever. Good luck trying to get 16 games out of DeMarco Murray, because I just don't see it happening. I understand why you wanted Witten again, because you're basically married to that motherfucker. So, you know, it's whatever. I guess if you wanted to go with the whole, as the Cowboys go, so goes your fantasy team, then you accomplished it. Good job. Moving on to Fool's Gold in the Shade. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Fool's Gold in the Shade. Whatever. You know. Holtz, you kind of did the same thing here, because you got Foles and McCoy from Philly. You know, again, I don't love it, but whatever. If that's the way you guys wanted to go. The real thing with your team, though, that I want to point out, after Jordy Nelson, I really don't like your wideouts, man. I mean, you got an aging Reggie Wayne, Torrey Smith, who is, you know, on his bad days, he's awful, and on his good days, he's still just good. To me, he's somebody who is rarely ever great. So we'll see how that goes for you. And then you got the Niners D. I don't think they're going to be good until about mid-season, so you may end up dropping them. You're the Rob Gronkowski owner, too. You know, whatever. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it by week 4 when he breaks his leg or some shit. So we'll see how that goes. Who's next? Oh, here we go. Mundy's team, the Sweatshop Savants. I don't completely understand that team, but or that team name, but in any event, this is actually one of the teams that I like better post-draft. Matthew Stafford, probably a top 5 to 7 QB, could be top 3 or 4, you know. But then your wide receiver core, Brandon Marshall, Cordero Patterson, T.Y. Hilton is a bit hit and miss, but other than that, I really like it. Jordan Cameron might be the only game in town. Hi, Devin.
Hey.
Hey. Sorry, guys. That was a guest appearance by my little boy who just woke up from his nap. But anyway, I really like your running backs too. I don't think they're necessarily two top 10 guys, but I do think they could be good enough to both be top 15. So yeah, I'm feeling Mundy's team this year. We'll just have to see how he manages it. Now on to one of my favorites to talk about. Let's talk about Big P for a second. P, I don't understand your draft strategy at all, man. I just don't get it. You're all balls and no brains. You like who you like and you reach to get them and, you know. But whatever, man. That's how you like to do things and nobody's going to be able to tell you any different. I do think you have a real problem here at running back, though. I mean, Marshawn Lynch, a lot of people are already down on him this season, and he's your number one. I don't love that, but the real problem is what's behind it. You got Joyke Bell, who I think could be good but not great because of having to share time with Reggie Bush. And then besides that, you got Darren McFadden and D'Angelo Williams. That's weak sauce, Pat. Weak sauce. You know, the Seattle D should show up for you pretty much on a week-to-week basis, so that's good. So should Drew Brees. You know, though, the other thing I do like what you did here with your wide receivers because you got Randall Cobb and then you got Vincent Jackson, Riley Cooper, but you backed them up on your bench with James Jones, Rod Streeter, Mike Wallace, Mike Evans. There's a breakout in there somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but when you find it, your wide receiver core should be pretty good. All right, now let's go down the road to the pastry shop and see what the fuck Cupcakes team is up to. Well, let's see here. I don't like your running backs at all. You know that already because I said it to you privately. We're in a PPR league, man. Alfred Morris, Ben Tate, Toby Gerhart. I mean, Pierre Thomas could be great, but you're never going to know when to play him. You know, that just seems iffy to me. Your wide receivers, on the other hand, solid. Dez Bryant, Larry Fitz, Cecil Shorts. And then on the bench, you got two guys who fell to you because nobody else wanted to take them with Kendall Wright and Jeremy Maclin. Those two guys could still potentially be number one options. Looking strong at wide receiver. I do think, though, that you're going to be pulling the hair that you don't have out on a weekly basis trying to decide whether you want to play Colin Kaepernick or Jay Cutler. We'll see how it goes. All right, moving on to Bobby, the man who drafted number one this year. I do like your running back situation at the top anyway. Matt Forte, Doug Martin, that seems solid to me. But Danny Woodhead and Steven Jackson as your depth, I don't know. I think you're an injury away from being really set back at running back. Your wide receivers, I like, but I don't love because you got Alshon Jeffrey, who no one can argue with, but then your other guys, it seems like a lot of catches, a lot of yards, low on touchdowns because you got Andre Johnson, Pierre Garçon, Eric Decker, DeAndre Hopkins. Where are the touchdowns coming from, Bob? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You went with Zach Ertz as your tight end, and you also have Kyle Rudolph. So one way or another, you're going to have a guy who will probably at least be a top 10 tight end, but probably not a whole lot better than that. Andrew Luck is your QB, considering that you waited a couple rounds to get him. I think that's pretty solid. So good job. You know, everyone seems to think that drafting out of the number one spot is easy just because you get to draft first. But there's a lot of space between that first pick and your second and third picks. So you did a solid job. Moving on to Brett now, the man who drafted at the other side of the draft. I like the combo of Peyton Manning and Demaryius Thomas. It worked out really well for me last year, having Peyton Manning and Eric Decker. So I think that's going to be solid for you. Again, though, you're another team where I just don't love the running back situation. Le'Veon Bell is probably going to lose goal line carries to LeGarrette Blount. Rashad Jennings, excuse me, well, I think he'll be good. I also think he's going to be playing on a team that's going to be chasing points a lot. Could take some opportunities away from him. Vernon Davis, the Chiefs D. I don't love either of those. And like your other wide receivers besides Demaryius Thomas, I feel like they're pretty good, not great. I think Colston might bounce back this year, and Keenan Allen helped me win the championship last year. So, for drafting out of the 10 hole, I would say that you were pretty favorable. All right, now we're going to do the first official Chad's matchup of the week. And if you've been paying attention to the teams that I already talked about, yes, it's me versus Jeff, the two returning champions. How could it be anything else? I like your team name this year, Jeff. Jeff and its success. That's pretty solid. They got you winning pretty easily in the wide receiver category, me winning pretty easily in the running back category. All in all, they have us separated by 10 points. It seems to me like it's going to be close because both of us, almost our entire teams, are projected to be over double digits. Do I really think that's going to happen? No, I don't. But that's why they're the projections, because we just don't buy them. So that is going to be Chad's 2 cents for week 1. I better wrap it up quick before the damn thing decides that this video is too long for me to post it. Wish I had known that before I started making videos, because this is like my 3rd or 4th fucking try. But anyhow, I'm going to see how this goes. I hope you guys like it better than the typed out thoughts of Chad's brain on the computer screen. And if you want to get in on it with me, feel free to make videos yourselves. We can just have some real fun with this and talk shit back and forth to each other through videos. 2 things quick before I go. Number 1, if anybody's wondering why I named myself the A team this year, it's because number 1, I'm the champ, so I'm grade A. And number 2, all 4 of my first draft picks start with the letter A. Adrian Peterson, Aaron Rodgers, Antonio Brown, Andre Ellington. So I thought it was fitting. Secondly, I'm just going to leave you guys with this thought. In my opinion, there's 3 things you need to win fantasy football. You need some studs on your lineup. You need some depth for when the studs don't deliver. And you need great in-season management. Ask the commish, Jeff, the other man who's won the championship. He knows what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's where I'm going to leave you, boys. Peace out. I'll see you come week 2.